Now the On Your Side forecast with Chief Meteorologist Scott Dorval.
Well, I was back in school today, took a drive up to Emmett, a beautiful drive indeed, all the sunshine, and this is Calvary Christian Academy, the 7th through 12th graders, all the science students. We were talking some pretty intense calculus and thermodynamics today, talking about upper air weather stations and how the weather pattern is linked from the upper levels of the atmosphere to the lower levels of the atmosphere. Great school here. Everyone is extremely friendly. I want to say a big hello to everybody at Calvary Christian Academy. We had a good discussion about weather and hopefully get a little bit extra so that they can maybe prepare for any extra tests that might pop up, although I was told they've already had their tests. But you never know. That surprise test could come tomorrow, so I hope you're prepared for that. All right, let's talk about weather for today. I thought it would hit 40 today, but you know, when you don't have snow on the ground, the cold air mass just doesn't really intensify. There really isn't one that's been left in place, and so we warmed up again to 48 for the second consecutive day. Computer charts, once again, like yesterday, have our high somewhere between 40 and 41 for tomorrow. I'm still going to go back up into the mid-40s. I think we'll still have another nice afternoon coming in for tomorrow, so let's enjoy that. All right, let's take a look at what's happening as far as the low temperatures this morning. We had 22 in Ontario, 27 in Mountain Home, but the 20s in the valley. Not bad at all, but in the mountains still pretty cold, and the fog has been setting in Long Valley, Round Valley. Temperature 19 in McCall this morning, 4 in Stanley, and this is going to continue in the Stanley Basin. You've still got snow on the ground up here. You can get some areas of fog forming. The inversion will intensify. That's warmer air will start to come into the loft, and we'll start to see some of these temperatures starting to warm later in the week. While valley temperatures won't change all that much, we may cool a little bit for our afternoon temperatures. Let's take a look at what's happening with the current reading. You see that 31 in Boise, 33 in Mountain Home. It's 11 already in Stanley, but the big story, no cloud cover. Just a few clouds to the east. That's really about it. Most of that cloud coverage is coming around high pressure. When you see clouds coming in from the due north, they tend to not really do much of anything if they're coming in from the north-northwest like this. High pressure has been dominating. It's going to continue to move on in from west to east, and this has been in place for so long. Look at the storms. It's almost like a high jumper going over a pole here. It just makes it all the way over the top and then comes back down the other side, and you see the little sagging in the ridge here. That's about it. Just kind of dents it a little bit, but it's not going to do anything. It's going over the top, and that is it. High pressure firmly in control. Not good news for California with all the dry conditions. Santa Ana winds blowing. That's offshore winds that when they go downhill, they warm and they dry, and they're having fires around Riverside, California, and they're already talking about conserving their water for the summer because they just don't think they're going to end up with enough. They're only at 10 to 20% of average in the snowpack. Not good in California. When there's a big H here, it's still not good. This is the case right now. Weather pattern green. This is the jet stream where all the energy is. You see it way to the north. This Thursday afternoon, energy having to go way up to the north. I see 8 to 10 storm systems around the Gulf of Alaska over the next 20 days or the next 14 days, and 0 coming into Idaho because of that. Everything is to the west. High pressure continues to hang on. We'll push us ahead to Saturday. It drifts overhead. This is where we'll get the most of the warming aloft. So if you're skiing this weekend up in McCall or out towards Sun Valley or down to the Magic Valley, there'll be some very comfortable temperatures, blue skies, beautiful weather for skiing. A little bit of inversion, a lot of haze in the valley, and you'll see it there, but I don't think we'll get much fog. Watch what happens on Sunday. It'll be like this, but the cold air to the east will start to back on in, and you see that surge of cold air for around Montana, but we still have the ridge of high pressure in place blocking the storm, so really not much of a change coming in. And you look towards the end of the week through next week, the polar vortex back up where it belongs over the Hudson's Bay. Cold air continues in the east, and when cold air is in the east, it gets warmer in the west, and we are going to stay that way. So for tomorrow, much like today, temperatures in the mid-40s in the afternoon. In the morning, that haze around, temperatures still in the 20s. That frost could be on the ground again like it was this morning, so you'll watch out for some slick spots with that. But the beautiful weather in the afternoon. Long Valley fog around, and then in the afternoon we'll get into the 30s. Boise County, when you have that warm weather come in, it's beautiful and absolutely glorious weather in Boise County expected this week. Stanley, Sun Valley, lows in the teens or single digits, 36 to 40. Calm conditions and that deep cobalt blue sunshine with that high pressure drifting overhead. Beautiful weather, 47 degrees in Twin Falls tomorrow with sunshine, and the winds will be lighter in the Magic Valley as well. And here it is, kind of like a broken record. This week and probably all of next week will look much like this as well. I have mid-40s for high temperatures tomorrow. Notice they drop down to the upper 30s over the weekend. These still may be in the 40s over the weekend. We'll have to see how the inversion tries to settle on in. But all in all, what you see is what you get right into the holiday weekend. If you're planning on doing any skiing, at least we got that snow. I can't even imagine what would it be like at the end of January if we didn't have a foot to 2 feet of snow like we just did last week. Because if we didn't, it would really not be good in the ski areas, and we're hurting as far as our snowpack.
Yeah.
Not as bad as California, but it's been bad, yeah.
It has been.
All right, thanks, Scott.
So the auto industry